Bluebeam was originally made to be a completely fabricated and simulated second coming of Jesus, because this was written decades and decades ago when religion was still very, very popular. So this was a second coming of Christ, and they were going to stage it with using holograms and all kinds of crazy shit where you're going to see stuff up in the air, and you're also going to hear voices. They're going to use this thing called a sound laser. There's other kinds of things like an LRAD, a long-range acoustic device where we can beam sounds and make it seem like you're hearing sounds that are right beside you. There's some other stuff that's a little more controversial and debated on whether or not it even exists. But they're essentially staging this that kind of brings the world together. And if I can just create a common enemy or a common giant thing that everybody's sharing, I'm going to stop the wars, but I'm also going to kind of start issuing in this one world government, or this centralized power. Maybe not a one world government, but a centralized power and centralized decision-making body. And that was the overall goal. And a lot of the theories nowadays are that Bluebeam has kind of been rewritten to be this, let's fake a alien invasion. So let's take these aliens up in the sky. We're going to fake a bunch of ships attacking the Earth. And now what do all these countries need to do? Russia and US and China are all going to work together with all the bad guys. Are all going to work with everybody else to help build these weapons to defend ourselves against these fake aliens that have been staging this attack. And during that process, we'll spend some money. The military-industrial complex will continue just blossoming like crazy, and there will be no more war, but we're still spending all of that military money. So we're stopping death. And some of the theories are saying, like, this is the way to start instituting a one-world government. So we bring the countries together against a common enemy as the first line. Then we start spending together and developing weapons together for a common enemy that has the capacity to threaten the whole tribe. So if we go back to our ancestors, something that could wipe out our little tribe of 150 people instantly brought everyone together, no matter their differences, whether they disagreed with each other. So I always, as a behavioral expert, my default is, anytime I'm looking at an event, is if I rewound time 50,000 years, maybe 100,000 years, the average group of human beings was 150, 225 people. How would what's happening right now affect one of those tribes? So how would this work on a tribal level? And am I seeing things that are happening today that would very much influence that tribe of people? Is there a common enemy being brought in? Is there some kind of manipulation that makes us trigger some kind of response to authority, response to tribalism, response to hyper focus on something that's a potential threat, or a complete manipulation of our emotions?